Hi everyone, this is Jadu from Property Frameworks Buyers Agency, and today I want to talk about supply. Now, we often talk about the demand side of things and how increasing demand, like population growth, new infrastructure projects, for example, can increase house prices. But at the same time, sometimes we forget to understand that reducing supply can also increase house prices. So today, just let's look at how supply looks nationwide. Let's look at the data. Now, when it comes to supply, there are three main things that contribute to supply on the market. So the first one is the property listings, what is available for sale. The second one is the new dwelling construction, how much of new dwellings are being constructed or are in the pipeline. And the final one is the rental supply. How does the rental market look like? So let's look at all of this nationwide. So the first one, this is from SQM research. This one shows the total property listings, the number of listings on the market from 2010 to 2023. So as you can see, the last 10 years, we've had about 350,000 listings until 2020. And then since 2020, it has been reducing. And at the moment, we have about 250,000 listings. So a reduction in about 100,000 listings on the market. Now, in 2017, the population of Australia was 24 million. Now the population of Australia is 26 million. So increase in population of about 2 million, but reduction in the listings by 100,000. So there is some kind of imbalance there, as you can see. Now let's just break that down further. How do we see this on, when it comes to capital cities and the regional areas? So Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Perth, they've all had significant reduction of the stock on the market. Perth, you can see 30.3 reduction, 0.3 percentage reduction. So only Hobart has had a slight increase, about 28%. Regional Victoria has increased by 26%, and regional Tasmania has increased by 34%. But the other regional areas like Queensland, South Australia, and Western Australia, they've had massive reduction in the stock levels, as you can see from here. So from this, you can see that majority of Australia has low stock levels on the market, less listings on the market. Now let's move to new dwelling approvals. So this is the number of new houses that are going to come into the market. So the decade average for the houses is at 10,000, as you can see from this dotted line here. The light blue line is representing the dwelling approvals for houses. And as you can see, this line is just dropping. It's dropping much lower than the decade average of 10,000. It's currently at 8,000. So the number of new dwelling approvals is much lower than the average. The number of new houses going to come into the market is also reduced. And finally, let's look at the rental supply. What you can see is that around between the period 2015 to 2020, rental supply has been around that 70,000, 80,000 mark. 80,000 properties were available for rent throughout Australia. But right now, 2023, we only have 40K. So that's reduction by half. Only half the rental stock is available for people to move in. So which means that is why there's been a rental crisis in Australia. There's a lot of rental pressure in the market, and rents have increased by 20-30% in most of Australia. So as you can see from these charts, supply is reducing, new supply is reducing, rental stock is also has been reducing. And as an investor, this means that there's going to be price growth, there's going to be rents growth. And that is why moving forward, as an investor, it looks very positive for you. I just hope that this data was useful for you to understand the bigger picture of how supply would impact property price growth.